Glory represents so friends. Hello everyone, remember I made a video about this copy.
Я снимал видео про данные AirPods, да? Копия.
Fake replica, whatever you want to call it, and said in it that you buy at your own risk, that I do not advise you to take these data fake copies and replicas. Although they are cheap, and a year later, I am already filming this video. A year later they became even cheaper, these all Chinese copies. If I, for example, bought them last year, they cost 4,500 rubles, but I bargained down to 4. Then in 2020 at the moment, today is February 20th, 2020. In general, they cost you can buy for 2,500 rubles. Even if you bargain, you can find them for 2. This is very cheap, but for this money in China on AliExpress you can buy. Let's say not a copy original headphones, well there they will be, I don't know what to call, I won't call brands, since I don't remember them, but if you go through the description, I'll tell you there, if I don't forget. I'll provide several links there too, maybe 3, 4, I don't know how many I'll find with good sellers with good reviews. In general, it's also not a fact that these reviews are not inflated, not bought, or some other fraud is carried out with these reviews, but this happens quite often. What? I want to tell you I bought another one for 2,500 rubles this copy, and now I'll tell you about it. Yes, the video will be so relatively long. So, if anyone is interested, you can listen to my chatter, so to speak, my opinion. Experience of using these Chinese headphones in general, these are much better than the previous ones. In general, the charge lasts for 3 hours, that is, one charge listens to music more than half. If you put them in, you can listen for 3 hours. Then you insert them, recharge them and listen for another 3 hours. And so you can charge them up to 3 times. In general, I conducted such tests. By the way, we recently finished, that's it. They're already dead. The case is dead. The headphones are charged. For some reason, this will be the second time. On average, you can charge them 3 times. Here. And what I want to say is that the performance has improved. The materials have remained the same, but the subtleties have changed quite significantly for the better. The button has become better. The indicator has become better. That is, it lights up directly. You can't see it. The red one lights up directly. The whole lights up. They are all around like this. Everything lights up and lights up with some kind of inscription. They also became on the case. On the case there are inscriptions, on the headphones themselves there are inscriptions. In general, the sound quality has become, well, I wouldn't say that it has become better, but they have become louder, at least compared to my previous models. Here, the microphones have become better. That is, the very property of a wireless headset, the so-called hands-free, has become much better. The sound is better heard, and you can be heard well and clearly. I've already checked in general. I once noticed such a nuance that when I connected them to my TV, they, in short, began to blink blue light one after another for some reason in this place. I didn't understand at first. I had them in a case. Anyway, my case started blinking something blue here. Then I take them out and for some reason they started blinking blue one by one. But that was one time. For some reason I tried to achieve this again, but I didn't succeed. I connected them simultaneously. They were connected to the phone and to the TV, but for some reason I wanted to record this fact on video. I couldn't do it anymore. Maybe they were dead because of this. I don't know. Okay. In general, this is not the point, but with the phone, at least with the iPhone, they work pretty well. That's basically it. You put them on charge. The red indicator lights up, and when it goes out, it generally signals that. The case is charged. They also say the seller said that they have wireless charging, but I'll definitely check it out. For now, I don't have the opportunity or the ability, including the funds to buy even some inexpensive Chinese charger from AliExpress. Which one do I want to buy? There are, in my opinion, two from Xiaomi, but it's more expensive, and some other one, so that directly, not just a circle and put a phone on it, or a case, this case, but so that they stand like this vertically because, well, somehow this is priority number one. In general, I want to take this one. So now as for the boxes themselves, they have also changed, you see, even in color. This one is whiter, this one is more in this blue direction. Well, I don't know about the camera. Well, the camera this one is some kind of. The sizes of the boxes, as you can see for yourself. So, like this, it's probably better to show. Here they are different. So, what is this one like? The first one is a smaller box. This is the second one. They're also different on the sides. You see, it's simply written here. It's also written here that I welded it with a charge case, that is, recently bought something that has wireless charging case. Next, what else? Everything seems to be the same here, but the apples are also noticeably like that. Different here, it's more plausible here. It's not just painted on paint, but it's pressed in right away like that here too. Such a difference if you do. Press pause there, you'll read if anyone is interested. You also see here everything is different here. It's more like probably plausible. Well, from this side the same. It concerns the same as here, but the quality of execution, you see here some black stripes. It will be better so before I bought it like this, but here we basically have everything the same. Everything is in English and also in Chinese. And that's it. There's nothing else. Can be removed. There we have. You see the materials, but in principle you can tell the difference. It's poorly made. Here's just a tray. There was a cable here, like in Lightning, and that's it. So, as for the first one, here is the box from it. It is made closer to the original. Here everything is, and even the wire is drawn. Here we have no wire drawn, just a case, and here we also have an indicator. Here there is no indicator, although I think it was there. Here I don't remember if the original has it or not. Here and I think here between the headphones and so on. Let's see what we have here. Here is also such an insert. Here is more detail about the button. It is written like this. It is Chinese. Yeah, here is English. Basically, everything is quite clear. Can you translate it if anything? Oh no, for some reason it is also Chinese here. For some reason there is no English language, but that's how they decided. There is nothing else either. Okay, well, I seal the case in this film too. Okay, well, it's more convenient here. There's a hole here. You can hook this tub by it, yes, and get out. Actually, the lightning. I haven't checked the charging cable yet, if it works at all. But it probably works in principle. What will happen to it? Well, the box is made the same way. As you can see, absolutely the same. In principle, as I already said, these headphones are of course better. Better than those, and their sound is better, and, accordingly, the performance is better. But there is one big thing. But these headphones do not have sensors. Sensors that switch there to pause. That is, you touch yes, here in this place, and they switch the song there. Pause. These headphones have this sensor. They also pause when you double tap. Switch the music. And what else? Tracks forward and backward. All this can be configured on the right and left. I set a pause on one, forward on the other track. Here the sensor is made in such a way that now I'll take one out. The fact that it doesn't feel touch, but you have to hit it a little bit like this for it to work. So everything works fine. Everything is good, in principle. So there are no complaints. But at first when I got to this I was surprised, thinking how come there aren't any of these? Switching sensors here. In the program, when you open it, you can configure it, specify. I'll show you all of this a little later. Here, if you just touch them like this, they don't work at all. But if you hit them a little bit like this, then they work fine. To be honest, this is the first time. So now I'll show you how they work. Open the case. Let's say we have headphones, you see, in the case itself, too. While the headphones are charged 100%, yes, that may be true. But the case is already discharged. This means that our headphones are low on battery. Oh, you see, basically they show the same thing. Let's get the headphones out. Here it shows that one earphone is 100%, the other is 44%. This is also not true. I don't know why they show such numbers with those first headphones. Of course, The case was not shown, and there was no such thing as this window popping up here. But it was like this. They connect. The headset was also displayed here in the upper right corner, and plus the battery. How charged are they? And here it is. In the batteries in iPhones. Here are AirPods, let's say, well, 82%. Yes, this could be true. They probably didn't have time to charge to 100%. That's why it shows like this. And they were always on, but after some time, for some reason, they disappear here. And that's it. And there's no information. This is also a big minus. That is, there's no way to see how much your headphones are charged, how much they'll last. And they turn off when they're low. They beep as a warning, I think. 2 quick or 3 quick beeps in the headphones. They beep 3 times their common. After some interval, they beep and turn off. And it's also so interesting in general, as if there's some kind of noise interference in general, do. There are some kind of beeps and they all fade away. It was interesting to listen to. The first time I encountered this, I was surprised, so to speak, but in principle it would be fine if they were of course even cheaper, let's say not for 2.5, they're for 1.5. In extreme cases for 2,000, and that would be ideally they would be sold for 1,000 rubles. Oh, that would be great, I don't know, buy it for myself, the cost won't buy it. I don't know. It would be perfect, that is, for how long? For 6 months. If they last, you buy them every 6 months and don't worry about it. And if they last for a year, that would be great. They also improved the case in this case. Now it's a little spring-loaded. That is, if that one. You push it like that, it would close. But that won't work with this one. Even sometimes you catch them like this, damn. For some reason right here. Oh, or when it's empty, we'll check now. They don't close. Basically, that's what I wanted to show and tell. Technologies don't stand still. Yes, soon. And they are even sold now. Well, no, of course. Probably. Others are passing off as original. I think this is absolutely, damn it, impossible to do this, to pass off as original. Even on Apple websites they break like original. Can you imagine? I was just shocked when I found out about this. But they sell them there, let's say, a little cheaper for 7 or 8,000. This is some kind of horror. So, look at this trick. I don't know how to recognize even those that break, even on the official Apple website. How to distinguish an original from a fake? It will probably soon be very difficult. Technology does not stand still. The Chinese are generally great, yes. They picked everything up so clearly at the time and started releasing. I like it. It will suit me. And I tell you, buy at your own risk. They can work. A month to barely 3 I can, like me, for example. After how many months one earphone fell off, but I released a video about it and repaired them. The next day it was the same. I didn't do anything. I just put them down for a day and they obeyed themselves, you could say. Well, they started working normally after that. It is not clear what it was. Some types of software glitches, such things happen anyway. Okay, that's all for now. Let's good luck to everyone. Bye.